Welcome to Knuckle Town.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your f***ing cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
Welcome to Knuckle Town.
A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that.
Welcome to Knuckle Town.
Welcome to the weekly KO show with your boy Big Face, man. We just do a wrap up every week, every Sunday at 7 p.m. Let you know what's happening this past week in the Bare Knuckle World BKFC, of course. Joining me tonight, as I often like to do, from the Extreme fan page, my man, Extreme BKFC fan page, my man Russ Maxam Jr., the homie, the family. What's up, Russ, man? Welcome to the show, bro.
What's going on, brother? Glad to be here.
What's up? I appreciate you, man. You know, a lot been going on this week, man. So we got a lot to get into right here, bro.
Yeah, it's been crazy. What's up, Big Ben?
What I want to before we get started, man, I seen that dope ass belt that you got, Jared, Captain Deadpool Warren, man. What's up with that belt, man? I seen it. Everybody seen it. I just seen it before I got on.
It was a promise that I made to him. I seen him at the last event. I forget which one it was. I think, yeah, it was Mundell Coltrane. And I seen him. He was fighting Danny Christie where he just going to UK. He couldn't win the belt because it's UK championship. So I just made a promise that if he beat him, that I would make him a belt that he can use as a trophy.
Absolutely, man. As always, Rusty coming through. Fighters, man, they love them some Rust. Well, I do too. Why not? So my guy, shout out to Country, by the way. Let's talk about the biggest news of the week for me. You may feel like it's something bigger, but our illustrious Dave Feldman announced that Jared Captain Deadpool Warren would be fighting Jomi, the Archangel Escobar, for the vacant light heavyweight championship down there in the Mecca of Bare Knuckle, the Hard Rock and beautiful downtown Hollywood, Florida. What's up with that, bro?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, me and Mike and Mish, we're pushing that for a while, just throwing up posters and trying to get the word out there. And I guess it caught Dave and Nate Shook's eyes, and now it's happening, coming to reality.
I mean, Jomi looking pretty tough to me, man. That dude's what 9-0-1 or some crazy record in Bare Knuckle, which is insane. Say what?
He's 9-1,
which is crazy, man. And then of course, Captain Deadpool, man, just a legendary tough guy. So break it down for me a little bit, man. How do you see this fight going, Russ? I know you are biased, but how do you see the fight going?
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a war for sure. I mean Jomi's only loss that I know of is to Dyer, not Dyer, my bad. To Jared Warren. It was real close as far as I know. But we'll see. I mean, they're two different fighters now. It was a while ago that they fought, so two different fighters. I'm excited to see it.
Absolutely, man. When you talk about, I mean, when you have a win over a dude, that's psychological, though. So definitely Warren has a bit of an advantage coming in this in his own mind, I'm sure, knowing that he's put the only blemish on the record that Jomi has, man. But Jomi's a scary dude inside that squared circle, man. He's long, man. I don't see this one going the distance. Do you?
Nah, it's definitely not going the distance. Definitely.
No way. Somebody. And speaking of that, of course, that's a great fight, and you know, it's just the start of a great year with BKFC. They're really loading up. Me and you have talked about this off camera, how many events there are this year. how much is going on every week. There seems to be no lull in anything. But earlier in the week, you made a flyer, which you love to do. Sometimes it stirs up some controversy. In comes, what you were saying earlier, was Kendall Dyer comes on the post. He's complaining a little bit, has some gripes, and here comes Superman Allen, and of course, the middleweight champ of the world, Redneck Mandel, just chiming in, having some fun, I guess. Took a turn for the South. What'd you see there?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was gonna go that way, but yeah, I mean, Dyer believes he deserves the shot at that belt again after their no contest fight with Warren, but like I said, it didn't go that way. And then there was just some trash talk on the flyer that I put up with Warren and Jomi, and he just got in there, and Dave Mundell was just protecting his brother, and it just went on from there. It escalated from there, and they started shit talking to each other.
You're muted, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. You got to tell me if I'm muted, man. So,
I couldn't tell. I don't know if it was you or me.
anyway, so what I was saying was, Mundell got on there, and obviously a lot of people, because of you, man, you my relationship with you, we were able to get Redneck right on the show Friday night and talk to him, and he was just normal, jovial self, man. Nothing really bothers Redneck. Every time he talks to me, he seems fine. None of this. I mean, he wasn't gonna be scared, but they don't realize they're teammates. He's a teammate of Jared Warren. Of course, he's gonna come on there and defend his right to have the title shot. And then Dyer started talking a little aggressively, and of course, Mundell was being himself too. He loves to poke the bear. He loves to poke anybody that lets him poke him. That's not a fight that will most likely happen, right? But like Redneck said, whatever.
He just wants to fight, man. Redneck is that type of guy. He just wants to fight. He don't care who it is. He just wants to fight.
Yeah, and it looks like he's angling for a fight May-ish. So we hope to see Redneck. Matter of fact, shout out to you, Dave, and we hope to get you a fight real fast. I hope to get you a fight soon, man. So, okay, is Baron down? You got anything to say before we go on from that? Anything message you want to put out there, Rusty? No,
that's good. I mean,
my guy.
It says a lot because we did have both interviews set up, one for Dyer and one for Mundell, and Dyer hasn't even read the DM that I sent him. So
I was going to let that go a little bit, but I'm not now. So definitely had him lined up for the interview. We wanted to get both sides of that story. One didn't show up, and we have yet to hear from him. So that's how that goes in the game, Okay, this is the week, man. I love it because it's fight week, man. It's always our favorite week. I get to come down there to Miami, see my boys, man, including you, of course. And we got the Vivo, man, March 15th, Friday evening. You've got a nice card. It looks like some really interesting fights on this card. And for the first time out there, having Prospect Amateurs kind of open the show with some fights before. And we've got, of course, H.D. Davis and Sean Wilson. You looking forward to that, man?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's going to be good to see H.D. with his head right, screwed on right again, and with his mind on the game.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you this. Of course, I follow almost all the fighters I can find. He looks fantastic, bro. He looks in great shape, man. He looks like he's maybe that loss, maybe, what I'm saying, jarred, did something inside his head because he looks focused. And Sean Wilson ain't no slouch, man. So he didn't take a tune-up. And I'm looking forward to, like my man, shout out to my guy, young Merck in season. I'm looking forward to Merck getting in the ring again, man. Good for him.
Merck in season.
Hey, he's angling for that Rookie of the Year, I believe. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a beast.
And absolutely, man. You had a lot of dealings with young Merck, right? How you feel about Merck?
Yeah, we talk all the time. We hit each other up on IG a lot, and I share all of his posts and everything. We chatted up. He's an awesome fighter.
He's a great guy, and I've interviewed him a few times, and he's very inspirational, man. And people love it. The movement gets behind him for sure online. Shout out to you, Merc in season, baby, young Merc. Also, we got our favorite little youngster, Baby Tank, will be getting in the ring, man. I'm looking forward to seeing, Juan Carlos, Baby Tank get in there and whip somebody's ass. What you think, man?
Oh yeah, he's just that. His name says it all, Baby Tank. I mean, he goes in there, he goes forward, doesn't know how to go back. He just throwing bombs left and right. He's awesome. He's one of the
in the lead up to this. Sorry to cut you off, Rusty. In the lead up to this, I found footage, and he's been sharing footage of his boxing matches, and you can see, man, he got a hell of a right hand, bro, and he is definitely walking into coming in and putting pressure. So, a lot of these things are mental, and these kids are young, and I hope that they handle everything the right way. This is a huge show for a lot of them. I mean, they may be used to this or that. We've been seeing it, Rusty. We were in Manassas, and you saw what kind of atmosphere that was for a prospect series. I mean, it might as well be a numbered show the way they're packing them in there. I mean, honestly, it's a much smaller venue, of course, with 1,500 to 2,000 people, I think, at the Vivo, right?
Yeah.
But there's no tickets. If you want a ticket, you have to get to the fighters. The only people that have any tickets left right now are the fighters, which is crazy.
And they only have a couple of them. I've seen P-Town. He's only got like 5 left. And that was as of this morning, so he probably doesn't have any left, to be honest.
And we remember the days you could walk up and get a ticket night of, man. You could just come up to the venue, buy. Those days are over. You're not doing that anymore. Shout out to David Feldman, Nelson Lopez Jr., the whole squad up there at BKFC, because they have definitely, upped the game this year. And, once again, while we mentioned them, man, they always, give great access to their fighters, man. They push fighters our way for interviews. They help us line these things up in the background. They definitely are for their fighters to the point of they're with the media. They're helping out the alternative media like us. So, I mean, big shout out to them, man. BKFC is blazing the charts this year.
100%.
Man, we got a lot of upcoming fights coming up too. In June, we got Mike Richmond. What's the date on Mike Richmond's return? What's that? Is it 21st?
I don't even remember. They got so many fights coming up. I'm just fight week. I'm like focused on that fight, and that's it.
Listen, that's all you can do right now. That's all you can do every day. I got an inside list from someone at the BKFC of just these dates, man, and there's 3, 4, 6 a month.
Right.
It's crazy, man. You cannot keep up with the amount, and that's good for them because we all know they have a lot of talented fighters signed on the roster, and we know they need fights for these fighters. What's the number one thing you hear, Rusty, from every fighter?
They need fights.
Fighting Eric Lozano on April 12th.
Thank you, sir. So we got the producer in our ear saying Mike Richmond is fighting Eric Lozano on April the 12th. Yeah, that's why it's good to have. Shout out to my man, the CEO of Knuckletown, Matt Seibel, always keeping me pointed in the right direction there, man.
Matt Seibel, the man, baby.
So we definitely waiting for that, man. The anticipation for Mike Richmond's comeback is huge too, right?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, yeah. He's been teasing it for months and stuff, just putting posts up there that he wants to get back, that he's itching, putting fight clips up and stuff, and it's awesome to see him come back.
Man, the Marine, one of the most intimidating dudes, and he was like 2 seconds away from having the belt. 2 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Which was amazing, and probably the most viral moment in the last year and a half of the BKFC is that fight, man. That knocking the Juggernaut seemingly out, the Juggernaut getting up in the very next punch, knocking Mike Richmond out, which is, you never see that in anything but bare knuckle boxing, man.
Crazy, bro.
Talking with the production team.
That killer instinct.
Talking with the production team earlier, and I was saying the same thing. I was like, literally, you think who's going to win these fights. You definitely have favorites in these fights, but just like that, man, the fight turns on a dime.
Yeah.
It was big country. We were talking about boxing power versus that translating into bare knuckle power, and he was talking about the increase in power, and he's right. It's just you get clipped. It's hard to recover from.
It definitely is.
So, man, I want to talk a little bit about, of course, your affiliation with these gentlemen right here. I got some prototypes of this right here. I know you're huge fans of the Prospect Amateurs and the Prospect Series, which, you know, is a lot of the younger stars or the less well-known fighters, man. Talk about dealing with these less well-known fighters. So how do you feel about the Prospect Amateurs, man?
Nah, it's awesome because each one of them are hungry, and it's awesome to be in our shoes to where we get to see these guys come up from the amateurs and working their way up, and we can follow their careers and stuff. I mean, all the way to the big stage. It's awesome. And every fighter, I mean, every amateur that I've met, I mean, they're humble, they're cool, they're hungry, like I said, and when they get in that ring, they just go at it like nothing, like they're going for a title belt, you know.
I mean, facts, man. I've fallen in love with it. I mean, first of all, the production quality really doesn't seem much different from another. I mean, the high production quality, action fights, and you're right, Rusty. A unique position for us to be able to discuss, talk with these young guys, get relationships, understand where they're coming from, because a lot of them have hard backgrounds. Their parents, their young parents, they're working full time. They're trying to train in the middle of the night. To have that kind of, I don't know, intestinal fortitude to, you know, continue to move forward with your dream. A lot of people don't understand what these kids sacrifice in order to do this sport, man. And it's inspirational. I love it, man. And what they've got going on there, shout out to Nelson Lopez Jr. and Josh Chassie with this Prospect Amateur, is just a great feeder system. So you're not having to wait a year between fights. And with prospects, you see they're putting some names on there, Rusty. It's adding 30 or 60 fights a month that they can make, right?
Yep. Yeah, I mean that's it's awesome. It was a good choice to make. I mean, like I said, I mean, we don't want the fighters, BKFC doesn't want the fighters to go get a boxing match or to go get an MMA match and stuff just to stay active and stuff. So this is a way that they can put the prospects on and also put some big names on there and stuff so that they can keep them active, and the pay is not different. So it's not like they're getting less to go on a prospect than they were a number card. So it's more of a way to get their faces out there, get them more fans, get them more sponsors, and it just works for everybody all the way around.
And these Prospect Amateurs and Prospect Series, they're getting crazy numbers, man. The crazy amounts of millions of people are watching these fights. While we're talking about, let's talk about Canada. Of course, you know, we did the live up there for the Canada where we broke new ground up there, the Great White North with Prospect Series, which was a huge success, right? Oh. And Wong, Jad Masson Wong, man, put on a real exciting show for the people.
She did. That was an awesome fight.
And you know, we were lucky enough that we were on the live. We had the champ, the misfit, Christine Ferreira, with us on the live. First thing she said was, "When do I get to knock her out?" So we know she's getting ready for Hardy at Knuckle Brawl, which, you know, I don't see her having a lot of problem in that fight. I see a great build up for this Ferreira Wong matchup, don't you, man?
Oh yeah. I think it kind of sucks for Hardy, but I think as soon as they announced that Wong was going to fight her next, I think that kind of fizzled it out a little bit. Everybody's more excited to see Wong, I think.
It did. It did. You're right. I mean, you're right, Rusty. You're right. It did kind of take the wind out of that sail a little bit, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because I think, man, with the marketing on that could be maybe the biggest female fight ever in BKFC. I mean, Wong Ferreira, and it looks so good, like on paper, right? You know, Ferreira, this dominating champ that we feel like no one can. But Wong may just have enough power to maybe test the champ. You know?
Nah, she's a beast. She is a beast, and we just seen that.
And they're both scary looking chicks, man. Like, I ain't trying to fist fight either one of them, just to be honest. So, but you know, once again, shout out to Christine Ferreira, the misfit, a fantastic champ, carries herself with just every kind of thing you want a champ to carry themselves with. And I know she's working hard, getting ready for Hardy. And it will be a huge night, because let's talk about Knuckle Brawl, right? While we're here. The coronation, man. I mean, all I hear about every day, how large this thing's getting. You've got, of course, we talked about, you know, we got the main, which is Mike Perry. But the real fight everybody's talking about is Mick Terrell and the Juggernaut.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's the fight. No one can wait. but I keep seeing online lots of people typing with the little typey fingers. You know, there's fingers. The fingers got big biceps. You know, they type it. Easy work for the juggernaut. Easy work for the juggernaut. Easy. I watch these fights a lot, and Mick Terrell is a huge human being with a lot of power. I don't think that's no easy work for anyone at all.
No, it's not. It's gonna be a war. Two juggernauts, I think, not just one in that ring. It's real freaking huge.
It's the unstoppable force versus the immovable object.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do think the Juggernaut holds the advantage in speed and just in general, just the movement, athletic ability inside that ring, man. He's an amazing athlete, a once in a generation type athlete. And people say, well, you know, Mick's, you know, so much bigger. Honestly, he is, but Lorenzo walks around pretty big, man. If you ever see him, he's a big dude. So him at heavyweight, he's got a lot of speed. And if he comes in there and does like he does with that high-low, you know, and very active with head movement, Mick Terrell's going to have to land a big shot, you know, to put him down. But it can happen, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why, like I said, I've never bet on bare knuckle because it's one punch and it's lights out, especially with bare knuckle boxing. It's a lot different because they're not hitting full force, or they are, but it's not contacting full force.
Well, as the emperor likes to say, pillows on their hands.
Exactly.
We don't fight with pillows on our hands, he says. Speaking of that, I know a shout out to Luis Palomino. He's in Japan with his family right now, getting a little much needed vacation. And he says his sole focus is on working out the contract for the rematch with Austin No Doubt Trout for his welterweight championship. You feel like that's the next fight that he's going to get?
Yeah, that's going to happen. I mean, Palomino said that they had it there was a clause in their first contract that they signed that the fight didn't happen. But yeah, I mean, Feldman's a man of his word. If he had that in there, that if he won that, or that he was going to have an automatic rematch, then that's going to happen.
But what I had heard was for the first time they had lined up the fight was months earlier, and he had a clause in that contract. When they signed the new contract, there wasn't one. But David Feldman, like you said, being a man of honor, you know, he's not going to do him that way. I mean, Luis Palomino, man, look at this run he's had in the squared circle. It's been amazing. And a lot of people you talk to felt like Luis Palomino was not himself in that fight. We don't know if that was due to him or what Austin Trout was doing, because Trout fought a beautiful fight, man.
No, yeah. You can't take nothing away from Trout. He executed perfectly.
100%. If you wrote up a game plan on how that fight you wanted to go, if you were Trout, it went exactly how he wanted to go, other than maybe taking him out completely. So I feel like that fight probably out there in the New Mexico area, since you did hear Trout say in the press conference after that fight that he wanted to defend his belt in front of his people. He's from Las Cruces. He loves New Mexico. He reps them very hard. So you start looking at dates, you start saying, I see where it might could land.
Right.
You know, I mean, that'll be a big fight too. I mean, even though, you know, when a lot of people we watched it live, and it wasn't very competitive. We just hope that it's like the Emperor said, he was having an off night. He just wasn't there. He said in the press conference after the fight, he said it just wasn't there all night. It just something was off for him. And that happens. That happens to athletes.
Well, yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, he said bring Russ and stuff. I mean, it's true. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he had a bunch of surgeries, a few surgeries that he had to get taken care of before the fight, and just having that layoff time, not having to fight, it hurts him.
I mean, we talked about that earlier. The number one problem with fighting is inactivity. They need more fights. You hear his fighters say it every day. I want more fights, want more fights, want more fights. And trust me, unless the BKFC going to start having a fight every 3 days, they're trying to get as many fights as long as they can. My frequent flyer miles attest to it. And okay, this travel itinerary is getting crazy, man. Having to tell when you got to tell the first boss, hey, man, but it is a joy, man. We had a great time in Manassas together, man. Like we talked about on the live, you know, you got your boy Country throwing his first softball Chris battle. It's just the family. Once again, I speak this about with fighters all the time. It's the family atmosphere of the whole thing, right? Like, it's a fighter organization. It feels like that. The owner's right there in the mix with them. I'm not sure how other organization handles it, but I can see that they're trying to do everything they can to keep their fighters healthy, happy, and paid. You know, I know that's impossible in all circumstances, right?
It is, especially with as big as BKFC is getting to be. I mean, the more bigger they get, I mean, they got to put on more fights to get all these big names to keep them active and stuff like they all want to be.
The snowball fight was awesome. And shout out to the whole crew, man. Shout out to Andy Hall. Shout out to Rex, man, the whole squad that really makes it go. If you're ever at these events, you don't understand the amount of coordination these guys have to do for these, 28 fighters, 25, 30 fighters on the card and all the moving parts. And they do a fantastic job, man, of making it come off.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't, I can't wait to get on this jet plane, man. And it gets to the few days before the fight. I'm just like, that's all I can think about now. So it's hard for me to get anything else done. We do have a lot coming up this week. We actually have the owner of BKFC, David Feldman, coming on for an interview this week, man. So that we're very excited to get some time to talk with him, get some insight on the business. I did watch him on Ario Live. That's where we got the fight announcement last week, man. I'm sure he's just got bombshell after bombshell, man. Right now,
he does.
I'm hoping to get. He does. He really does, man.
I'm calling the.
And no, you go ahead, Rich.
No, I was gonna say he's not the bare knuckle king for nothing, man. I mean, he's open in every state, and everybody's just following suit. So it's awesome to see.
Yeah, Justin Street saying just ready to showcase my skills. See what I'm saying? That's what you're saying there. I mean, they just need more opportunity, man, because the public falls in love. I know we talk about this all the time, and some people may think it's redundant, but when you bring someone to one of these shows, man, and you sit them down and they watch it, they leave and they're an absolute fan. Everybody I've taken got the app, they're watching everything. They know the sport now. So it's real easy to do what I do and what maybe what you do, right, as running the fan page. Because the actual product is easy to sell. Like when you see it, that's it, right?
That's it.
So, so anything else that you want to add before we kind of get into the end of this one, Rusty? Anybody you need to shout out? Something you need to talk about?
No, I mean just shout out all the fighters. Shout out to Shift Combat. They invited me today to go chill with them and see all them at they had a private photo shoot and everything with all their fighters. And I mean, Jihad 300, they've always been solid with me. I mean, all the shift team. I mean, I love them all. I keep saying it's a dream come true, man, to have actual relationships with all these fighters and stuff, and just coming from a fan to just promoting everybody. I mean, it's awesome. Wouldn't trade it for
man. Listen, I tell you this all the time, man. I value our friendship. It's the dopest thing that's probably happened to me in later in my life. And I'm gonna say this: you don't get enough credit for all that you do for the fighters. I know you don't care because that's not why you're not here for any credit. And I know, man, that's how you are. You're a very humble dude. But I love to see now that more and more, you're just starting to see your influence, because there is a great influence with you with these fighters for sure. And you are a huge fan of these fighters and, a great dude for their life, man. Me too. I love you, Rusty, man. For real, dog.
I love you too, brother. Let me shout out Big Ben, because he don't get enough shout out. So love you, Big Ben. You're awesome, brother.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to Big Country as well, man. My guy, who I bother all the fucking time. Shout out to the whole Knuckle Town crew, man. I want to give a shout out to everybody that makes this happen for us. Of course, Matt Seibel. Of course, Howie, man. Welcome to Knuckle Town, Howie. Shout out to Christy Canales, man, who's come on with us as a producer. And also, we will be looking forward to doing something in Espanol with El Knuckle Town Deportes. We're working on that, you'll see. So, I mean, just a lot happening, man, in the BKFC world. And a shout out to them, man. Shout out to the brass there at BKFC, and thanks for the access to the fighters they give us. Thanks for they work with you. They're definitely trying to grow the sport, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. And shout out Carlos. Carlos, you the man. Chachi, I see you in the comments.
Oh, yeah. Chachi, what's up? Rick, what's up? I see you, man.
Brian
They're
Maxwell.
booming in here. Brian Maxwell said he got the bang too. He said, I just want to get in there and bang. That's all they want to do, Dave. That's it. Just maybe we just have a 24-hour one with like 300 fights on that motherfucker.
Hopefully they find a replacement for him. He was supposed to fight in his home state, Virginia, and Salem on this next card, but that fight ain't gonna happen now, I guess. So hopefully they find him a replacement so he can fight in his home state.
Well, I mean, the matchmakers there are pretty amazing at that. I mean, you saw what they did on the card in Manassas, where there's plenty of game fighters in this. And hopefully that's true, because I'll be in Salem. Are you planning on being in Salem too? I'm going to be in that one for sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's only a 13-hour drive. I'll be there.
Yeah, that's it. Just a hop, skip, and a jump for you, right? Well, for me, it's only a 3-hour drive because I'm in the North Kakalaki, so that ain't too bad for me, man. That's my area. So all right, I definitely want to say this, man. Thank you so much, Rusty, man. I know you don't do a lot of these, and every time I ask you, you do it for me, man. And I enjoy the hell out of it because you're my boy. Because we would be talking about this on the phone anyway for 2 hours.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Hey, and one more thing. I need you to pick me up at the airport Thursday morning, man. I'm gonna call you about that. I need to scoop me. I'm landing Thursday morning, man. I'm looking forward to fight night at the Vivo, man, March 15th. I am so looking forward to this fight, man. I can't wait. Not just the main event. Every fight will be awesome, and even fights you're not like aware of, like I don't know. It's going to make you a fan. We're going to walk away with new fighters that we are fans of. Every event, I love that, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody that's got the balls to step in that square circle, I'm a fan of. So
absolutely, man. Jesus Christ. Not me. I don't want to do it. So I want to watch it though. I sure want to watch it. So for the audience, man, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, man. Every Sunday night, 7 p.m. right here on Knuckletown, the KO show with Big Face, man. I hope to drag Rusty along as much as I possibly can, and until he says no, I will. Just for the weekly updates and stuff to focus on, because there's so much going on every day in the world of bare knuckle boxing, the world of the BKFC, right, man?
Yes, sir. I'll be here whenever you need me.
All right, Rusty, man. I'm gonna holler at you. Hey, to everybody, thank you for joining us here at the KO show, man. Hey, Big Face, man, we out, baby.
Yeah.
Welcome to Knuckletown.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your cloud. If you're raining out, I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
Welcome to Knuckletown.
With me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that